Hello everyone and welcome back to another Wizard101 video. Hopefully my microphone isn't whack sounding because as always the volume just randomly changed. I still don't know why it does that. Like sometimes it's really loud, I need to make it really quiet. Sometimes it's really quiet, I need to make it really loud. I don't know. But before I get into this video, I want to just like make one announcement. Obviously, if you want, just skip like 10 seconds. It's not going to take long. I've made a Patreon. If you want to check that out in the description below, if you want to help support the channel, make it so that this channel could actually be like a, a way to earn money for me as a young adult going through life. Feel free to check that out. If that's not your thing, then whatever, doesn't matter. I'm perfectly content with you guys just watching my videos anyway. So let's move on. Today we're talking about revitalizing Wizard101. I can't even say the word. As I so eloquently put it in chat, this is the proper spelling of it from now on. I didn't really know how to spell it, so I put the first part and then just kind of smashed buttons. Let's go over how I think Kingsisle could make this game what it used to be back in the day. Now, what I mean by what it used to be is I mean having a consistently frequent player base, a player base that will consistently possibly pay for membership, actively play the game, maybe recommend it to friends, stuff like that, rather than the current player base, which kind of just sits around all day and doesn't do anything, and definitely less people play than they used to. So let's get started on that. So I split this into 4 simple steps. First, and this is the biggest one, or not the biggest one for me, but it's big for a lot of people, is emphasize what made the game nostalgic in the first place. And what I mean by this is that I feel like most newer worlds, and I don't know if people would agree with me, let me move my camera because it's too high. I feel like most people would agree with me. I think a lot of them are very over the top and much more cartoonish than they used to be. I feel like older worlds used to have this very serious attitude to them. They took themselves seriously, right? And obviously there was fun in games, there was jokes in them, but stuff like, beating the evil crocs that enslaved the Manders, that was a serious thing. Like cleaning up the streets of Marleybone, while not nearly as serious, definitely was an important thing. And now I'm not arguing that future worlds aren't important things, but you don't do something. Okay, let me rephrase it. You're not saying that you're not doing it as much. It just feels much more cartoonish and over the top now compared to what it used to. And I mean that especially in stuff like, okay, compare this, right? Grandfather Spider, Arc 3, Chronoverge, Mirage, right? You fight the biggest bad in the entire spiral and his shadow creatures, while the spiral is minutes away from completely dissolving and collapsing into a timeless state, right? There's that, sands flying everywhere, everything looks crazy, compared to the final Arc 1 fight, where you're just fighting Malistaire, obviously the Dragon Titan's in the background, so it's still climactic, and you're fighting him in this like really cool arena, but it feels much more serious and much less cartoony than what I described. People might not agree with me there, but I think that that's what made this game charming. Is yes, it's a kid's game, but it took itself seriously. It's a kid's game that took itself with a modicum of seriousness, and I respected that a lot as a kid. And I think a lot of people did as well. So let me know your thoughts on that. Second, this one is much more obvious. And this kind of goes along with the third point. That is, focus less on what they're currently doing to make money and think of new ways. What I mean by this is focus less on the packs. If you look at the packs, right? In the last year, they've released Marleybone Motorist Pack, Grizzleheim Lore Pack, Primeval, Celestial Spelemental, Ravenwood Rangers, Wisteria Spelemental, quite a few, right? Great Sky Rari Pack, Caramel Souvenirs. They've probably released like 10 packs in the last year. Compare this to when I was a kid, where they didn't even have 10 packs for the first like 5 years of this game, right? And I think that it's just annoying to me that they're wasting all this time and effort and money. Because it definitely costs money to make the designs, make the art and stuff. And I'm not saying that the designs are bad. I'm saying that they could have used all of that time making these packs, investing those devs into making a new world, fleshing out side quests, something that actually expands on the game in a meaningful way that isn't packs. And that really annoys me. I have gone into a whole, spiel about it, whole videos about it. You can watch my pack policy is gross. I think a few days ago I uploaded it. Very popular video. Man, you guys are just eating up my videos recently, so thank you guys for that. Well, let's continue on. I got distracted. My third point is to make the game more free. Free equals more money, question mark. What I mean by this specifically is that I think that the paywall's way too early. I think the literal easiest situation, like the simplest fix for this, move the paywall to the end of Wizard City. I feel like this would make a lot of people more interested in the game. It would make newer players be like, wow, I wonder what this next world is. It's more intriguing than, oh, I finished Triton Avenue, and now the game already has a paywall. Like, that kind of sucks. As a kid, I would be much more likely to say, like, okay, this is interesting, let's continue after finishing a first world than finishing one street. You know what I mean? And it is only really, it's 2 streets at most, if you think about it. So there's that. One thing that comes to mind, if you guys remember, a lot of you probably weren't old enough, some of you might, but Lego Universe was a game I played as a kid quite a bit, and I don't remember it nearly as much as I used to, which is really sad to me. But I do remember how it used to go is you would have like almost the entirety of the first like area and world, and then it would reach a paywall, but there was still plenty to do in that main world and plenty to level up. I feel like in Wizard City, that's really not the case. Sure, you have Triton Avenue. Sure, you have some side quests in Triton Avenue, but there isn't a ton of side quests actually prior to that. Most side quests in Wizard City are in Firecat Alley and Cyclops Lane, despite what you may think. Also, then there's Colossus Boulevard and Triton Underwater, all additions to the game that you need to pay crowns for. So I think if they just made all of Wizard City free, if we have to make a concession to Kingsisle, which we shouldn't have to, I mean, this is literal bare necessities to the game, make it so that Colossus Boulevard still costs money, at least, I guess. But, like, I can't process in my brain. There is no way that they are getting crown purchases on Wizard City areas commonly. Like, at most, one person does it every week, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So there's that. I think that this definitely would go a long way. I know a lot of people have said make all of Arc 1 free. They're never going to do that. And if you think that they might even entertain that thought, you really need to rethink, because it's sad. Like, I wish that they could do something like that, but they're really not going to. They're never going to. It's not going to happen. So let's go to my final point, and this one's just not even a real point. It's just like a fun thing that I wish that they did. I don't know if you guys remember this, and I know that my EU viewers probably won't, because I don't think that they ran them in EU, but there used to be these really fun Wizard101 ads when I was a kid. Let me actually see if I can pull one up real quick. Will I get a copyright strike if I look at this? One second, let me pause the video. Alright, I figured out how to do it. Let's just watch this real quick, because this is sick, right? Back in the day. I can make this a little bit bigger for you guys. This was... I watched this as a kid, and I remember being like, oh my god, this is sick. Look at this. Spins the card around, it's a fire dragon. Look at that. Now, I would like to say this is incredibly misleading. This is not what Wizard101 is. This looks nothing like Wizard101. The only similarities are, like, the characters. But can I just say, if the game looked like this is like 2020 level of graphics. So honestly, I'm very impressed that they made this back in like 2010. I really wish that they made stuff like this again though, because like as a kid, this got me so excited for the game. And I'm sure it got a lot of kids into Wizard101. Like if you saw this on the TV, you're telling me you wouldn't be like, holy crap, what is this? Like that's what I thought when I saw it. Does Malister even know Earthquake? I don't think he knows Earthquake. He might. That witch there had earrings, and I don't know if there's earrings in this game. Could be wrong, though.
Visit Wizard101.com for your free trial today. Rated everyone 10 and up.
Look at that. That's what I like to see. Like, that that was sick. Now I would like to say that this was a video here. Let me scroll down so you can see it. Made by this. You know what? Go like that video right now. It says right there, it's a small attempt to combine all three Malistaire battle commercials into one video. And that was all of them combined. But I absolutely love those. Wish they would bring them back. 10 out of 10. So that's really it for today. I think that that's how you could revitalize Wizard 101 in a few steps. All of these things, if they even did that, would slightly help the player base and definitely bring back some people. I think obviously the biggest one would be making Wizard City free to play. A lot of people would see that and be like, oh, that's interesting, let me come back. And then I think that the ads or the commercials would bolster that effort, and I really wish that they would run that and like run a YouTube campaign, because I think that that could bring a lot of new players into this game, which I think is what it needs right now. I would love to see some like new young blood come into Wizard 101 and pick up what I picked up 10 years ago now. It's been 10 years. Isn't that great? Great. Good to know. I've been playing Wizard 101 longer than I haven't been playing Wizard 101. Fantastic. So that's going to be all for today. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like at the sub button. Again, I do have a Patreon if you want to check it out. Don't feel obligated, not necessary whatsoever. So thank you all for watching. See you in the next video. Have a fantastic day.